CAGcast episode number 611. I'm your host, CheapyD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who just got back from protesting at BlizzCon, Wombat. How'd it go, man?
Oh, I had a protesting time. Huh? It was fine.
Did you get pepper sprayed?
I did, but not for the reasons you think.
Oh, just unrelated.
Unrelated pepper spraying. I was not at BlizzCon, for those who are confused.
Right. But you did get pepper sprayed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm going to let you get through all your boring stuff, and then we can get to the thing everyone wants to know about.
No, I want to hear about the camping first. My stuff's not boring. I almost died.
Uh-huh.
Twice.
Hi, Chip. How are you?
I'm fine.
That's good.
I'm glad you made it back from camping alive.
I did make it back from camping alive. It was fun, actually. I'll say it. We had a good time.
Did you shit in a hole?
I did not shit in a hole. I shat in a porto potty.
That does not count as camping. Do you agree, Shipwreck?
How far did you have to walk?
It was not a close walk. And I did have to pee. I did pee outside. I didn't walk. The porta potty, it was far enough away where walking to the porta potty to pee was unreasonable.
Okay, I'll give you a pass on that then, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like if you don't have to interact with a poop shovel, then it doesn't count.
I don't think that's really like a thing at a camp, an actual campsite.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Exactly. Says someone who's never gone camping. I'm going to say it was a real camping trip because I had to pitch my own tent and sleep in said tent. That's camping. There was no heat other than a fire, an actual fire, and it got cold. So, cold. But I'll say this, everyone was super nice, which is,
I'm waiting for the exciting part. Where's the exciting part? Did you almost die?
I told a really good ghost story.
I don't know. My story has somebody almost dying in it.
To the big, large group, which was nice, and that made me look cool in front of my son with my really cool ghost story. The den leader performed a seance with a crystal ball. And
what?
Yeah, he did like this whole thing. He did a whole seance in front of the fire with a crystal ball. And he took a whole bunch of sparklers and he shaved them down and put them in a big jar. And then he threw the jar of the shavings into the fire, and the fire jumped and sparkled. And while he was telling a story, one of the other dads who was dressed up as a gorilla ran out from the woods and scared the crap out of the kids.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, it was really elaborate. It was pretty funny. I was there for it.
Did you know it was going down?
I knew it was going down because he asked all the parents that were there first to make sure, like, would your son be okay if we did this? Like, he's not gonna, crap his pants. And I was like, no, my son will love it.
That's what the extra pair of underwear was for. Exactly. It was really funny. They did a good job because the kids were freaked out until they realized it was a man in a suit. So.
Nober. I just got a text about an Uber.
I said Nober. No birds. No birds. I did walk into a tree at about, I want to say it might have been like 2 a.m. when I went to go pee in the freezing cold.
Right.
I had a flashlight and I had it on the ground and I didn't see the branch in front of me and I took a thorn to the throat. So that was my injury. Does that count? Does that make you happy?
No. I mean, I thought one of the kids, like when the fake gorilla came out, one of the kids maybe fell into the fire or something.
No, but 2 of the kids did pull out knives.
Wow. See, that's what I feel like that's pretty controversial, as well as the seance, because I don't know. That's like I feel like there's bound to be some like religious parents who aren't down with a seance. Again,
the scout leader asked all the parents before he did it.
Oh, he asked, but who's going to be the parent who's going to say like, oh, I'm not
the same one
parent
that would complain after it happened is going to be the same parent that complains, please don't do that. It's against my religion.
I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of pressure to go along with a lot of peer pressure there. You don't want to
No, you know what? He did ask. He didn't. It's not like we were all in a big group when he asked.
Oh,
at least not when he asked me. He did ask me. Like, I could tell you he asked me separately. Like, hey, this is a thing I'm thinking of doing. Is it okay?
Hey, Stu, man, I know like you people have like a different type of culture.
Oddly enough, he did refer to me as you people like 6 times.
And I don't know, like in our culture, the seance is sort of fun, but I don't know about your people. it may be, some sort of seen as evil. So I want to get your permission first. Was it like that?
It was just like that.
Also, I'll be in your tent much later to tuck you in.
Yeah.
Give you a kiss goodnight.
Which might actually have been fine and better because A, it was cold,
Right.
and B, my air mattress was slowly leaking the entire night. So my brand new air mattress, never used, opened it up, had a hole in it. So I had to put a patch on it. It almost made it the whole night. But by the time I woke up, it was like, it had like maybe 1/6 the air left.
Was there just like a slow, like squealing sound all night?
No, there was luckily no noise, but but the food was good, and the fires were warm, and the hike was nice.
Warm fire. Got it.
Warm fire. I don't know if you knew this. Fires warm.
Thank you,
know
Mr.
what?
President.
You know what? Again, I mean, it sounds silly when you say it out loud, but something you don't really think about it, like when you're outside in the cold. You're like, well, I'm cold right now, but I'll be inside soon, and then I'll be warm, like that. You don't even think about that. But when you're outside in the cold for however long it was, from 8 a.m. one day to 11 a.m. the next day, so about 30 hours of just being out in the cold.
Yeah.
You feel it, for lack of a better word. It's like a real, when I finally got back in my car, I just turned the heat up all the way. I was like, I just need to be like, I want to be too warm.
Yep, I'm gonna choose not to experience that.
Well,
Did you get a badge?
He gets his badge on Wednesday. He gets 2.
Did you get a badge?
No, I did not get a badge. Elliot earned 3 badges on the trip. So good for him and his 3 badges. They are doing a winter camping trip.
Enjoy. You thought this was cold.
I may do the February one.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, that's
Is it in Florida?
Yeah, it's really warms up at that time
Nope,
of year.
it's at the same campgrounds.
Yeah, that's a good time to go.
And I got lost on the way out. And I almost drove around and got like into the woods and would never if I almost was never seen again, but I got real lucky. I wouldn't recommend doing what I did to get out of there.
What do you mean?
Well, I drove, so there are signs that
you got lost in the car?
Yeah, on
and
the
you
way
had to
out.
like drive. Did you like drive through the forest in your car? Like
basically.
pretty good.
Uh-huh. But I made it out. So
Good job.
yeah. Luckily I had the 4-wheel drive car.
Nice.
But that's that. Tell me about your nonsense.
I want to hear how I almost died.
Yes, let's hear how you almost died. I did not almost die. I had a very successful camping trip and got complimented. How did you almost die?
I might be exaggerating slightly. But you remember we had that big storm the other night? It was really windy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 25-mile-an-hour winds.
Yes.
Well, I got a lot of trees over here. And I was just thinking the other day, like, it's been like several years since I had the tree guy come and, trim back everything. It's probably about that time, but it was sort of too late when I saw the weather report. And sure enough, in the backyard, first of all, we got pelted like all night with just like small branches like falling on the house and acorn after acorn. It sounds like you're under attack. But a tree fell over in our backyard, and it fell over into another tree. So it was like, and it knocked over some other branches, which fell into our yard and crushed my lawn furniture, which I just bought in June, and destroyed the table and the chairs are okay, I guess. But now that the tree is obviously falling over, but it's just being held up by the other tree branch, and I don't know like how strong that other tree branch is, and I don't want that big ass tree to fall. And so that's how I almost died, because I walked underneath it to see, like, to plan the trajectory, if the tree was going to fall, if it was going to hit the house or not, like how much of an emergency it was.
So did you have the tree guy come and check it all out?
He came, so this was like on it's a Thursday night, I think. So I left a message Thursday afternoon. No, I left them a message in the afternoon, and I knew it wasn't an emergency at that point because even if it fell, like it wasn't going to hit anybody or the house. I just left the guy a message, and the next morning I'm driving Ty to school because it was pretty cold and it was like he had to be early, really early, and I got a text from Mrs. Cheapy at like 7:15 in the morning. He's like, "There's an old man in the backyard," and I'm like, it's probably the tree guy. And he left a message saying he just came at like 7. He literally was there at 7:15 in the morning, like checking out the situation. And it was all taken care of by 10:30. They have to, it's very interesting to see them do it. Like they throw ropes around the tree, around other trees, and they cut it up into little pieces and just have it like fall little by little. And now I have a lot of wood in the backyard. If anybody needs any cut up wood.
You mean firewood?
No, it's not fitting in any fireplace that I would need like some more machinery to cut it up for it to fit inside the house or for me to be able to move it. But that's how I saved money. That's why it only cost $1,100 and not more. And meanwhile, so the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to you need to have like a survey done and to check out the other trees because it's, these branches look like they could fall anytime. Some of these big ones right over your driveway. It's not good." It's like you saw the estimate, right, Wombat? I had to send it to you. It's crazy.
Yep, you could buy a small country for that much.
It's like a tree tax. It's not my fault that there's trees here.
I mean, it is.
I mean,
That's what you signed up for.
I did sign up for it, but I didn't know that was going to be like several $1,000s every couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Surprise. Home ownership is awesome. And also, speaking of home ownership, I was parking the car the other day, 2 days ago, I guess, and I noticed it smelled like a dead mouse in there.
Was there a dead mouse in there?
And I found a couple. I found a couple like dying mice, and I was like, "Oh, that's probably not it," because they're like fresh. I could see like they're freshly dead. Like they're still twitching a little. They're so tiny. They're so tiny. They weren't even in a trap or anything. They were just like loose. I think they might have got hit by the trap and then like made it a little bit because they're so teeny tiny. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I had to clean out the garage today because it was just the smell. I realized there was some other mice problems in there, and I threw out a lot of shit, and I found 2 dead mice, and now it doesn't smell anymore.
2 dead mice.
It was gross, dude, and I can't.
Mice.
The problem is I can still smell it, like even though not.
I know that smell well, and I hate that smell.
Right, I can smell it like now, even though it's not here. I can just yeah.
Well, it's because it's still in your nose.
It's still in my nose. I need to.
All that dead mouse stuff is still up in there.
Yeah, that mouse stander, it's going to stay up there for a while.
It's so tiny. I need to, and I only cleaned out like a small fraction of what I need to clean out. It's not going to be fun. And I might throw up.
Maybe the tree guy could do it. Added value. Say, hey, I got an extra job for you.
He's not doing that. There's plenty of other people who will do it, but I think it's just something that I need to do. I can do it. I'm good at cleaning things. That's all I have. That's how I almost died from the dead mice smell and a tree.
I did not almost die going to see Lion King the musical this weekend.
That's good.
Yep.
How was it?
It's great. It's the second time I've seen it. It's the first time my kids have seen it.
Did you feel the love that night?
Yes. No. My kids were with me.
Hey-oh.
We drove down to Louisville to watch it.
Whoa.
Louisville?
Yep.
I've been to Louisville.
I've been
there. You've been to Louisville?
Oh. A little bit.
Yet you guys won't come to Ohio.
I drove through Kentucky once.
I haven't been to Louisville.
Did you? I've been to Kentucky quite often. I live near Kentucky.
I know. You live a half hour away.
If that.
Yeah. I went to Nervous Charlie's fireworks and alcohol.
Yep.
I've been there.
Okay.
And I went to the Corvette factory in Bowling Green.
Sure. I have family in Bowling Green.
Do they drive Corvettes?
No.
Then what's the point of living in Bowling Green?
I think some of them are dead.
Oh, well, there you go. Little dead Corvette.
No.
What? Too far?
I need a few more lyrics so I can make a song out of this.
Make a judgment call on that one. Remember when the Corvette Museum just fell into a big sinkhole that it was standing on top of?
I do remember
that. Yes, welcome to my part of the country.
Right. Well, I haven't been there, and I haven't seen the Lion King musical.
How have you not seen the Lion King musical? That's amazing.
I saw that on the Broadway.
Because
Yeah,
I'm too big to fit in the seats on Broadway, so I don't go.
Nice.
That's
Whatever.
that's the reason.
you should come with us. Gretchen buys the balcony seats,
Yeah.
so they're not attached to anything.
Yeah, but then you're sitting at this weird angle, and then your neck is gonna hurt.
Oh my god!
And, and then there's those two old guys above you that keep complaining
Right.
about everything.
I love those guys.
You get to hang on to your kids to make sure they don't fall off the entire time.
Yeah, I like the
fun.
idea of musicals. It's just the logistics and the price is also ridiculous in New York.
You could get really. My wife took Sabrina to go see Mean Girls whilst the boys were camping, and she spent like nothing to get.
Yeah, but I don't want to see Mean Girls.
I understand that you don't want to see Mean Girls, but that doesn't mean there aren't other shows that are.
But nobody else does
priced.
either. That's why the seats are so cheap.
No, a lot of people do. It's a very popular musical.
Oh, I don't know. I look on SeatGeek to look at the Broadway show, like resale ticket, and it's fucking crazy.
She used the service. If you really want to go, I'll let you know what she used
I don't.
after the show.
I don't, because then I'm going to sit in a seat that's too small for me, and I'm going to be worried about blocking the people's views behind me because the seats are not like stadium seats, really.
Have I told you about balconies?
There aren't that many balconies in Manhattan on Broadway.
I shipwrecked
I'm trying to think of any.
My mom bought tickets to see, maybe it was Phantom. I don't remember what it was, but I was, a kid, and I think must have got like cheap seats, and we were in the last row of the orchestra, and I guess it was so narrow that I physically could not sit down in the seat, and they moved us to one of those balcony seats, and I don't remember thinking that it was like a great view from up there, because it's usually way off to the side, at least in New York, because the theater is so old. And
well, yeah, you can't have balconies in the middle of the theater,
right? But it's like way off to the side, and it's usually
Then don't go. How about that?
right. I've solved the problem.
Fine.
Don't go.
I've saved
I'll
the
just
money.
enjoy. I'll just enjoy Lion King for you.
Yeah.
I've moved past it. I don't need to hear your complaints.
I've seen the animated film 1,000 times. I got it.
All right.
I minored in that in college.
That's sad.
Why? I liked it. I liked it. It's a good movie.
If you say so.
Lion King's a good movie.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's better. It's better than that.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie.
I feel like we've had this conversation about the Lion King movie before.
Probably.
Because I don't understand why you hate it.
I never said I hated it. I just
Like, you're not even like in the camp of like thinking that it's a ripoff of what is
Hamlet.
it? Not Kimba.
Oh,
Kimba, the Japanese one.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's not it.
Hamlet as well.
Hamlet,
but-
yes. Hamlet.
Kimba.
Yeah. The White Lion.
Everything the light
Yeah.
touches is your kingdom, Kimba.
Yep, that's in there.
That's there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I
Broadway
would like to
shows.
go. If anybody knows of a particular Broadway theater that has big seats.
Big seats.
I've Googled it many times, and there's some information out there, but to invest that kind of money in the experience, it's like, I gotta know. Like, I'm not, if I go, I want to have good seats and I want to be able to fit in them. That's basically what I'm saying. Is that so much?
Nope.